Welcome to ELI, the place where you get your daily dose of inspiration for entrepreneurship. And today we have with us Mr. Anand Kumar Bajaj, who is the founder of PayNearby, which is India's leading branchless banking and digital payments network. Hi, Mr. Anand. Welcome to ELI.
Hello, Priya. Pleased to be on the call. Looking forward to interact with you. Thank you so much for inviting us.
Mr. Anand, I would request on behalf of our audience, I'd request you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background.
I can go to two past. When I was born in Kolkata, and I was sent to a school in Rajasthan, BPS Pilani, when I was age 5. I had failed in the admission test, and still the headmaster chose me because I was asking him more questions than he asked me, probably. And that's where the journey started of being inquisitive, or the curiosity killed the cat, as they say. But it caught me there and got me many friends through my schooling in BPS Pilani. After schooling, I went to Hansraj College to do my graduation in commerce, and then I came to Mumbai and worked with Ernst & Young for my articleship. Before that, I was with R.S. Sanghai and Associates for a year, which is where I did my intern and the base foundation of my chartered accountancy and ethics formation with Mr. Sanghai. And then with Ernst & Young, couple of years of internship. And then I was invited to ICICI Bank to work in their product division for the safety bonds, which is the largest rupee drawing arrangement in the country from the retail. Almost 1,000 crore every month we used to garnish through a public issue of safety bonds of as granular as 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees. So from that moment where we got to work with Madhavi Puri Butch, the current SEBI chair, she was our lead and boss and mentor, so to not miss the point. And after 10 years of working at ICICI, I was invited to Yes Bank to be the Chief Innovation Officer. In ICICI Bank, we had backed 5 patents in our work in the banking domain led by our team. And they were all transformative to automate a lot of things in the operations and in the banking. After coming to Yes Bank in the year 2016, we built platforms with API infrastructure, a good architecture to scale for taking the high end of technology to mass Bharat. And that is where in 2014-15 about, I realized that this is still concentrated with the 10% of the digital savvy segment of India. The 90% of the Bharat is left out from the high end of technology. And we resolved upon ourselves, few friends, that we will march and take the high end of technology to the bottom of the pyramid. And we set up Nearby Technologies, saying that we will sachetize, digitize, and universalize everything that is available to me in Mumbai. I will be able to take it to Khagadia, Bihar, in my hometown. And that's how our journey started, Priya.
Got you. So just curious, after all these years of working in corporate, how did you transition into entrepreneurship, and why did you choose to do that?
Well, I would say nothing is different. Actually, nothing did I choose to do different. All through in the banking, we worked as an entrepreneur because most of our works were project driven, and they were all sensitive to timeline, to productivity, to impact. And hence we chose the projects, and the way of work was an entrepreneurial work style, both in ICICI Bank and at Yes Bank. So there is nothing different, just that we used to get salary there. Here we are blessed by the Almighty to pay salary to many people. Many friends have joined us, and that's about it. You have a larger responsibility of serving Bharat than just beyond your set of customers in a bank. That's the only difference, I would say, Priya.
Yeah. When you started out, I agree you don't need to pay yourself a salary, but you'd have recruited some people to join your venture. How did you pay them initially? How did you bootstrap your venture before you made some real money to break even?
So, himmat madde marde marde madde khuda, right? It is said you have to be courageous and then rest all follows. We had savings from our salaries in the bank that we made. There were ESOPs that I sold the moment I came out of the bank to fund our initiative. And initial 3-4 months, we did pay out the few salaries out of our pocket. And then we were lucky to have a great investor in Roha group, which came to invest in us at idea stage nearly. Ramakant Tevdiwala, Mahesh Tevdiwala, Brijesh Tevdiwala, so Tevdiwala family based out of Mumbai, known to us for last 20 years before we started the venture. And I used to teach yoga in that building where I used to stay, and it was their building as well. So it started 20 years ago, and it was not a difficult decision for them to just put 15 crore on the table. Go start your stuff, what you want to do. So it was very kind of them to partner with us in this venture. And then there was no looking back. We kept adding colleagues. I run a list of, I call it jokingly, team of rivals in my phone. And this is list comprising of friends whom we liked during our professional work. And we saw them working with some other banks, some other organizations, some other vendor. So we've at least noted and made a list of desired colleagues with whom we would traverse this journey, this venture. And lucky us, many of us, I would say, are from the past, known to us. And it makes it so easy. They know that we are a sensible set of people and driving impact. And we know about them that they have delivered what they have stood for. So it actually strengthens us and gives a lot of comfort when you get to work again with these friends.
When you started out, what was the initial hypothesis and what was the initial product that you were trying to build?
Yeah, so see, log judte gaye aur karma banta gaya. We started with an idea, and that remains as core, which is at the concept level, taking services which are available to you and me in Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, and digitize it, sachetize it, universalize it. So we we started with the core idea of building a platform where we will add services and then a network along with which we will distribute the services. So with that thesis intact, people have been able to add multiple services, just that the sequence that we had initially envisaged that went on live. But during the lockdown, few things were expedited, which were planned for future. They were all preponed because of the crisis, and it was a need of the hour. And tremendous amount of work put in by our partners, our banker friends, our colleagues, our technology, marketing, sales, everyone put together product configurations, because you had to rethink the things which were earlier planned for year 3, 4, 5, 6 to see how you can prepone them and put it to the production now. So yeah, that's the core hypothesis of building a technology platform and a network. So the original design was conceived, and around which many more things keep getting added by people who come, join hands, see a relevance, bring their own good practices, implement it, scale it.
What are the current services we are offering through PayNearby?
So we work like a pizza, where you build a base first, a well-rounded, far-reaching, thin, consistent, crisp base, which actually fetches you just $2 if sold as a bread. But the value accredits when you add cheese on it, when you put toppings on it, when you bake it right, when you cut it to right size and serve it in the place where it is required and appreciated most. Yeah. So with that design hypothesis, we have built the basic service as banking service, which is very well, awesomely engineered with population level scale. We can handle and rebank Bharat is what we say, that we can handle more and more population with the design of the architecture that we have built.
Okay.
We bring more footfall because of those base banking services to the retail outlet. Essentially, the retailer is a merchant, so he needs all the digital payment threads. So we have integrated a micro ATM, a micro POS, UPI QR, or a link-based payment, or Aadhaar Pay, and a homegrown khata, because that's how the retailer operates. Now, when you have transacted, you have integrated and engaged them for multiple other services. Obviously, there is terabytes of data that has been accumulated that builds a score called Bharosa score, credibility score, not a credit score. So most of our retail partners are new to credit, and hence we generate this Bharosa score, basis which our partner banks, partner NBFCs provide loans, micro loans to our retail partners. On the side, as a topping, we have bought an insurance broking company in 2018 with great friends. Murli Iyer and team came along as AccuHire, and they manage and run the show today. So insurance came along. We took a ITA license for airlines distribution. We took a IRCTC engagement for, again, travel distribution. We got integrated with NPCI for BBPS and other bill payments. During the lockdown, Priya, about 70 NBFC microfinance institutes and banks came to us seeking collaboration, where in the deep rural, they have lent, but their sales team were not able to, collection teams were not able to go and collect the money. And hence our retail touch points were very relevant to them. So their customers used to come and deposit money at our outlet. So these were the few services, but one key part is that what we have delivered actually is a sachet of trust. Just before the lockdown, glad that this platform was ready and we were seeping into the deep hinterlands of Bharat. When during the lockdown, Government of India was dispensing subsidy, the policy objectives of helping people sustain in the bank accounts, our retailers were the ones who were giving it in the hands of citizens. So this is deemed good governance and almost a sovereign grade of credibility. So it augmented credibility of our retail partners, and this credibility is being further augmented by partners like Bajaj Finserv, Hero FinCorp, L&T Finance, many more coming together, sending their customers and agents to our network to utilize the network. So credibility begets credibility, and this further augments comfort to the citizens in the area with the same retail partner whom we call Digital Pradhan. So the Digital Pradhan ultimately gains some momentum, and people end up buying a lot of grocery also from the same store. So the same store service growth is what is a subtle outcome of our endeavor.
Got you. So you said one part of your architecture is the services that you provide, but at the other end, you have the network which distributes the services. So tell us about that network. What is it? Is it a digital network? How you have built it? And what are the different components in the chain?
Wonderful. So this is a digital network. It's a network of physical shops and women entrepreneurs as self-help group members. And it is a neural network with a two-way transmission protocol. It relays services, it gets us back some data insights. So this network has been formed just like an FMCG network or a telecom network, in partnership with field partners who help us identify the right retail touch point, whom we train, whom we do due diligence on, their bank account, their PAN, their Aadhaar auth. All those things are then carried out with our partner bank, and then we onboard them as a banking correspondent agent. So that's the most sanitized way of onboarding any partner as a banking correspondent, where our partner bank is helping us to do a proper due diligence of the retail outlet. With the lat long tagged, with the mobile number OTP verified. This has become a gold standard. Trust me, Priya. What we have built is now good for the industry as a standard. People appreciate and they are able to see the advantage of what we have built. So it's being replicated, and we are always very happy to see what we can contribute in the ecosystem. So it builds a good governance, good retail outlets, better services to citizens. The outreach is much more convenient. You can relay many more things because these are intelligent set of identified retailers who have touched financial services. Yeah.
So I read it somewhere. PayNearby has been recognized as a DPIIT certified company. Could you please explain what is the significance of that standard in fintech? And
it's the Department of Internal Promotion and Trade, the DIPT, that used to be now for promoting the internal trade. DIIPT is the Government of India Startup India program. Yeah, the Startup India program was very tough in the initial days when we got our accreditation certification from them. It was a process to apply to them. They would check on us if we are good guys, right guys, commendable people, doing something innovative, impactful. So it took us about 9 months to get that certification done. And we almost had given up finally, that it looks like same set of rigor questions being asked by different level of people. But we appreciate the entitlement, if I may call it, that we were eligible for, and we were duly approved. So there is a Government of India program where for certain throughput of your turnover, if you are within that range, you get certain tax benefits, advantages, preferences to participate in government contracts, and so on. Yeah. It's a wonderfully conceived program. Today, many more startups are registered, and there are great supports being given out to facilitate their growth.
So currently PayNearby is, I think, it reaches almost 50 lakh micropreneurs across 20,000 pin codes. Would like to understand, it's a massive scale you are operating right now, but what is the future plan? Looking ahead, what are PayNearby's plan for future growth and expansion? What kind of company venture you are trying to become?
Yeah, so future plan is Har Dukaan Digital Pradhan. That remains our war cry, and we are on to deliver this to the nation. And it's a connected entrepreneurs. It's a network. It's a mesh network of connected entrepreneurs across the country who work as DaaS, distribution as a service, in tandem to what is required and what is available. I must also admit that last year we backed a patent on digitizing and modernizing retailing. It gets a mega catapulted now with the ONDC coming into the country, where we are connecting the 4 nodes of supply, logistics, payment, buy and supply side. All 4 sides are integrated onto this platform. The whole thought of a connected mesh network is that you are able to not only transmit what is available in Mumbai into a deep rural area, but also take self-help group people's products from there, from Angan to drawing room. You are able to provide market linkages to so many women entrepreneurs who are self-help group members, papad, achar, mangori, the home cooked food, and multiple other things, including fabric or various things that creativity helps them generate. So all of that is now going to be uplifted into the market. So it's a two-way connected transmission protocol, like I said. So that's the advantage of this DaaS framework that we see.
What are the different challenges, some of the biggest challenges that you have faced while building and growing this venture?
Well, I would not for a moment belittle the challenges, nor would I give it enough credence that they were a deterrent. So I would say let it go. Challenges are something that entrepreneurs have for breakfast, and that's just okay, because every day there is something new which actually gives us direction. I won't call them an impediment. So every stone that comes your way is not an impediment. It gives you another direction. It makes you to find another approach to the end goal, till you reach a dam which is able to generate electricity out of you. So there were many, and it is I would not be truthful if I say I don't have a challenge today or yesterday or going to face them tomorrow. But I think it's a firing of the DNA that gets you to resolve them. And that's what our entrepreneur friends who are listening to me here today would vouch for, that this is what they have stood for. Yahi mati ubhregi, yahi zarra chamkega. You will yourself arise awake and stop not till the goal is achieved. So what is challenge is just another word, is a way of doing business.
Absolutely. Having said that, tell us, what is the meaning of entrepreneurship for you? How would you define the term entrepreneur, or who is an entrepreneur, or what is the process of entrepreneurship as per your experience?
Well, there is no written definition, but that you are asking, if I say that trying to get more out of less to more people, as Vijay Mahajan says, more from less for more. I think that defines entrepreneurship, and Vijay Mahajan Sahab says it very well. If a lot of capital is available, then you are not an entrepreneur. But if you are able to optimize the deployment and make the maximum bang out of the buck and able to create an impact, I would say, is an entrepreneur. And I, for a minute, will not hesitate in saying that every shopkeeper, every retailer is an entrepreneur. Everyone who is in a job is an entrepreneur, because every day they're finding new ways of doing things in the limited means, limited budget that is available to them, and creating the maximum impact. So everyone who works is an entrepreneur, I would say. It's not just about someone who has scaled or who has an innovative idea, but anyone who is able to put an idea to execution, be it someone else's idea, that idea executed well is a true entrepreneurship. And it takes all sides of it, be it in operations, be it in marketing, be it in sales or technology. Everyone sitting and delivering a tech stack is an entrepreneur, because it's part of the team. Everyone in an organization helps deliver it collaboratively. And every individual, it will not be wrong to say that a thelawala selling vegetable is an entrepreneur. The micro-entrepreneur in true sense, he goes to Vashi or Azadpur Mandi to buy $500 of vegetable and goes to a point where it is required and sells it for 2,000 rupees at the end of the day. Everyone is an entrepreneur. If it delivers value to more people and simultaneously creates value for you, I think that's the definition of entrepreneur, I would believe.
Finally, my last question. Tell us, all these years of entrepreneurship, what it has taught you. What is the top 3 lessons that you have learned that we can take away from your journey and probably apply to our ventures and our lives as well?
Well, I would say at least I pay premium to what I do by listening well. So if you have to understand, listen, and interpret the signals, that is one key important thing of an entrepreneur. Second, I would say, is to be able to articulate is equally important, that what are you wanting to do and if the person will be able to deliver or not. So you have to articulate it very well. And third, I would say, is believe in the team. You are not alone in this. So you have to create a team. You have to have partnerships and you have to place reliance on them. And it's a concerted, cohesive effort. It's not an individual sole drive. So I think listen well, articulate equally well, and be able to collaborate, co-create. That's what is important, I would say.
Well, on this note, we will close the session. Thanks for your time, Mr. Anand, and it was a pleasure to have you on our platform, and our best wishes for PayNearby.
Most delighted, Priya. Thank you so much for asking those intelligent questions. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Look forward to connect again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.